Hello Hounds, and welcome to a very special episode of HoundsTV, as this Thursday, May 5th, the 5th annual It's a Hounds Thing Day will be underway with a little bit of a twist.
For the first time, your HoundsTV cast will be bringing It's a Hounds Thing Day to life. And we couldn't be more excited about it as we have been working tirelessly alongside Hounds alumni Dave and Andrea Harasny and the entire development and alumni office. We have been working hard for a couple of weeks and now finally producing content and ideas to make this year's It's a Hounds Thing Day the biggest one yet.
Well, what is It's a Hounds Thing Day? It's a Hounds Thing Day is a celebratory day acknowledging what it means to be a hound, as well as showcasing the people and experiences that make Notre Dame such a special place in so many people's hearts. It's a Hounds Thing Day is an opportunity for old hounds and Notre Dame supporters to give back to the new generation of hounds, ensuring that each and every student and staff, no matter if you're a badger, chopper, gunner, or marauder, has access to the resources every hound deserves to become the best version of themselves.
To kick us off, four-year hound Austin Elliott from Strathmore, Alberta is going to interview President Rob on Within Two Screens.
Thanks for the intro and welcome to Within Two Screens. Today I'm joined by Alumni College of Notre Dame President Robert Palmarin. How you doing, Rob?
I'm great, Austin. Thanks for having me.
Of course. I'd like to start by just asking you to tell me a little bit about the It's a Hounds Thing Day campaign.
Well, It's a Hounds Thing Day. We started it in, I believe, 2018, so that would be our fifth year of. It's an annual day of giving where we try to gather as many hounds and hounds families as possible around the country, around the world, to come together virtually to celebrate Notre Dame. And part of celebrating Notre Dame is sharing your experiences, but also part of it is giving back. And so the college has specific needs, whether it's student bursaries or student programs, and so we let we let all of our people know what our needs are, and then we seek out their support. So we concentrate this on one day, and hopefully the result is a significant impact for the college.
For sure. And what makes Notre Dame a special place?
The people. The people at Notre Dame year in, year out are outstanding. And when I say the people, it's you, the students, but it's our staff. And I always find little moments pretty much every day where people somehow do the extraordinary in the ordinary moments, or they have that extraordinary attitude, whether it's giving of self or sacrificing for the good of, their roommates, their peers, their teammates. But it's that extraordinary in the ordinary. And you know what? I also think when you come to Notre Dame, you learn to live in your own skin.
Okay, so after some technical difficulties, I'm back with Rob for part 2 of the interview. And I'll just start by asking to just speak about how Notre Dame changes kids for the better and how ND leaves a lasting impression on people that come through here.
What we do at Notre Dame is we plant seeds and water frequently. So when I say plant seeds, we plant seeds of truth, goodness, even introduce them to the beautiful and to virtuous, what it means, to be the Notre Dame man and woman. Like the Notre Dame man and woman poem composes all of that, or comprises all of that. What is true, what is good, what is beautiful. And so we try to do that almost without even realizing it, whether it's in the classroom or the fields or the dorms. And again, we're battling with ourselves as educators and students, so I'm a theologian, so we have fallen human natures, so we struggle with adapting. But I think that's the beauty of Notre Dame is it's kind of a journey for all students and even the staff. So everyone's trying to, we use this language in the past, to become a better version of yourself.
For sure.
There you have it.
Lastly, what have some of your favorite memories at Notre Dame been?
Yeah, like the way I started, the best thing about Notre Dame is the people. So I always remember the people first, and then when you think of the people, then you think of like events. So, we've had some outstanding students, and I think back to, some of the kids that I've coached in football and basketball and some of the teams that I've watched as the president.
Alright, so after some more very annoying technical difficulties, I would just like to thank Rob for coming on HoundsTV and sharing some of his favorite memories and his thoughts about the Hounds Day campaign. So it was really great talking to you, and thank you so much. And with that being said, that has been another episode of Between Two Screens. I am Austin Elliott, and I'll send it back to the studio to Ty and Keegan.
Thanks for that, Austin. When we ask people what makes Notre Dame a special place, they often say the teachers. Up next, Kale and Luke are going to be talking to Travis and Nicole about their role with GLC and the impact it has on students here at Notre Dame.
I'm Kale.
I'm Luke. And this is Hound on the Street.
I like GLC because it can help you get your grade up and it's extra help.
I like GLC because it is a great way to learn the same subjects in different ways if it's needed.
Hi, my name's Tristan. I really enjoy GLC because it's a good time to connect with your teachers. It's a good time to catch up on work, and it's an all-around good social experience. Yeah.
I go to GLC to study for my math test that I forgot to study too, so I can get above a 55. I go to GLC because I get to study and I get good marks out of it.
I go to GLC because it helps me learn and get good grades.
So could you start off by telling us what you do for GLC?
Hi, my name is Nicole Hoffert, and I do the math GLC days. And so it's a spot where kids can come in from any math class and answer questions, and so I would be there to assist and help with any questions that they have.
Could you explain to us the benefits of GLC?
Yeah, so GLC stands for Guided Learning Center, and so really with the one I do, it's two things. Kids can either come in drop-in math help for any of their subjects, whether they are a student of mine or not. That's obviously beneficial because they have an opportunity to get help with anything they're struggling with in their math class. And then also students can be assigned to GLC if they are behind in any major assignments. So it gives students an opportunity, a structured environment where they can work on those assignments the major assignments that aren't completed. So we can kind of monitor that and make sure that everybody's caught up with what they need to be doing.
Could you start by telling us a little bit more about the hours of the Guided Learning Center?
Yes, so both GLC schedules are set after school twice a week. So Nicole will do two. Hers have typically been Tuesdays and Thursdays. Mine, working through the writing GLC, in the first semester it was dependent on my schedule. This semester it is Mondays and Wednesdays after school. Usually students come in 3:15 to 4:30, but officially it runs 3:30 to 4:30.
How often do you see a success story come out of GLC?
Well, it's really dependent on the number of people who need to attend each week. But overall, if it's a case of someone trying to catch up, that usually, if someone's assigned to GLC, they get caught up pretty quickly. And then if it's a case of someone who's coming in just of their own volition, then in most cases, the students who come in on their own, they find it very helpful because they're there to learn specifically. So I would say the majority of students who come in for that extra help And in particular, the math help is a little busier than the writing GLC has been this year. I know it's really helped carry students through the semester.
I'm Kale.
I'm Luke.
Thank you for tuning into this special episode of Hound on the Street.
We hope to see you make a difference this Thursday, May 5th.
Thanks for that, Kale and Luke. As a 4-year hound, living in the dorms has been a very unique environment, one of which I'm very happy to have experienced. We are now going to turn it over to Connor, who will be interviewing 2 of our house parents who make our hounds feel at home every day.
Hello everyone, I'm here with Darlene Milmock, the house parent of Max Bell, and today we're going to be asking her what it's like to be a house parent.
Hello everybody.
So Darlene, what is it like to be a house parent?
Well, being a house parent is awesome. Like I always tell people, it's the best job I've ever had because it's exciting to be a part of these kids' lives day in and day out. You know, you see it all and you go through it all with them, and that's really rewarding.
Build connections with them.
Yep.
That's awesome. What would you say is the most challenging part of being a house parent?
Well, 2 things come to mind on this one. I would say that the most challenging thing would be enforcing discipline on them. Because on one end you know that they're just teenagers, but then you know that teenagers don't always make the right decisions. So just like we do with our own kids, we have to consequence them, and it's not always fun, but you do it out of love. And, you know, you just want them to hold themselves accountable and hope that, you know, they grow into responsible young adults.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So, Darlene, what is the best part about being a house parent?
Well, definitely the best part is being a part of these kids' lives. Like, you go through it all with them, right? Like, you see it all. There's times that you help them through difficult situations, and then there's times that you witness like their biggest milestones. So it's really exciting. It's really priceless. Like it's being a part of their lives is definitely a very important thing to me, and I know it is to the rest of the house parents.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thanks, Connor.
Thanks for that, Connor. And thank you, house parents, for always being there for us and all past hounds who've walked through your doors. This year's It's a Hounds Thing Day goal is to raise $140,000. Aaron and Oliver are now going to take us for a tour of where and how some of your donations go to impact us and our fellow hounds.
Hey hounds, I'm Aaron Shanks. I'm a first-year hound from Sarnia, Ontario, and today I'm going to be running you through the Mare Training Center. First, we have our new dumbbells. These were brought in around last April, and these are great dumbbells. We use them in the majority of our exercises, and they help us to become bigger and stronger. Over here are the old dumbbells. As you can see, there's been rubber cases taken off, and they're pretty destroyed. So we've been very lucky to be given these new dumbbells that help us get bigger and stronger.
You too.
Next, we have our chains. These were brought to us back in October, and they're super beneficial for adding resistance to exercises such as walking lunges, pull-ups with the pull-up bar, and squats.
These are our rowers. They were donated last April, around the same time as the bikes. They're great. They're a great tool for cardio when you have sore legs. Just focuses more on the upper body. It's a perfect tool we have here. It's also fun to play the fish game with your friends and have competitions. These are our new magnet-resistant bikes that were donated last April. They are smartphone compatible, which means all workouts are tracked and go straight to your smartphone, straight to Adam's smartphone, which makes it easier for Adam to know how your progress is going here on these bikes. These are our oldest pair of dumbbells that we had before these ones that were donated approximately 3 years ago. As you can tell, pretty worn, but nothing compared to this behemoth of a dumbbell that is currently bent out of sorts and rusted. From that, we upgraded to these. They're extremely nice, good grip. And then we got our last ones, the Salts. These were donated, I'd say in October. And here's our last set of the Assaults. We have anywhere from 100 to 15 pounds. And it's just good to have variety here instead of having to walk all the way down there and wait in line. We just have them, boom, ready to go. That's it today, folks, of our tour of the Mayor Training Center, of our upgraded gym equipment that we have today.
And there's still a long way to go, but none of this would be possible without your help and your donations. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey Hounds, my name is Oliver Chukadang. Today I'm here with
Aaron Shanks.
And the head of the baseball team,
Rob Kruger.
So today we're going to be running you through the history of the jerseys here, the baseball jerseys at Notre Dame. Take it away, Rob.
Alrighty, so these suckers, these go back to when I started here in 2000, 2001. These were the uniforms. We were able to sneak 14 seasons out of these. We were really good at doing laundry, keeping them nice as white as a snowflake. These are the uniforms that we were wearing when we won the Regina High School City Final. Eddie Gale, Kyle Reed, Andrew Oziak, Blake Basher. Man, I could probably get all 9 guys if you stretch me, whatever. But I've forgotten hundreds of fantastic Hounds that wore these timeless, stylistic vest white uniforms. These ones we got in 2014, 2015. Guys like Braden Rubish, Scott Grieve, Brett Radford, guys like that. Dylan Haney and Montana Giesbrecht. We wore these when we came close 3 times in the high school final. We lost by 1 run, and 2 runs, right? Really tough. Clay Van Diest, we still remember how we got robbed in your last year, right? You and Dion, and you should have been safe at home. That still keeps me up at night. These ones were bought in 2020. These were supposed to make history as Notre Dame 1 and Notre Dame 2 were supposed to play off for the Alberta High School City Championship, but that never happened because of COVID. So these suckers will start getting dirty this week. On Friday, we play our first games against the Medicine Hat High Hawks. So that's when they'll have their inaugural game in 2022.
That's awesome, and I'm going to be on the team. Can't wait for it myself. It's going to be a blast, and thank you, Rob, for the history.
Groovy. Thank you, Rob.
Welcome back, Hounds, and today we have our old jerseys here. As you can see, these are pretty beat up by these puck marks right here. These jerseys here, they're not the best material. They're kind of heavy, and I'll do a little 360 for you guys. As you can see here as well, the ND Hounds logo is actually ripping off, and over here, if you can follow me, Oliver, we have the man himself, Mr. Tyson Endall's new jersey from this year's U18 prep season.
This is U18 Prep's brand new jerseys this year. They're a lot more breathable, light, better quality, and they're just going to last longer. It's better for players on the ice.
Thanks for that, Aaron and Oliver. Let's now turn it over to David. David has 3 special former Hounds he's going to interview.
Hello Hounds, and welcome back to the staff interview segment of HoundsTV. Today I'm here and joined by 3 very special guests, 3 alumni turned staff. So you guys want to introduce yourself?
Hi Hounds, I'm Bob Baumüller, class of 1992. I attended Notre Dame from 89 to 92.
I'm Kaylin Perrins. I only attended for 1 year and I graduated in 2013.
My name's Andrea Harasny and I'm a 3-year Hound. I attended from 1995 to 98.
What was your experience like as a Notre Dame Hound?
My experience as a Hound was excellent. It was everything I thought it would be and more. I was able to grow as a person, an athlete, and a human, and it's created the person I am today.
For me, coming to Notre Dame was something that I grew up dreaming about. My parents were Hounds, and I have lots of aunts and uncles that also attended Notre Dame. So I also have 2 older brothers, and I spent a lot of years traveling back and forth from Weyburn to Wilcox, watching hockey and the sports that they were involved in. And so I knew I always wanted to come, and when I was able to, then for me it was an opportunity to play hockey and sports at a higher level, which is something that I had always wanted to do. But it also let me experience new things. Dorm life was amazing. I started with a room of 6 girls, so that was pretty fun. I had sisters all of a sudden, and there were 100 females here at the time. So I had a great dorm life experience. Sporting life and the academic side was awesome for me as well. It pushed me and motivated me to excel in my academics, and I ended up going on and playing hockey for the U of R Cougars. So that sort of happened based on my experience here at Notre Dame.
What was it that made you guys decide that you wanted to return to Notre Dame?
I got my teaching degree from the U of R after getting my science degree in the States on my hockey scholarship, and when I returned I figured, you know, what better way to give back to the community than coming to teach somewhere where I love, and I get to play with hockey as well and help the girls learn that way. I really enjoyed coaching the AA team this year, and I didn't have to give up my passion for hockey. I was able to do it with my passion for teaching and coaching together, so it worked out best of both worlds, I think.
And for myself, I think it was the teachers who were here at the time, the impact that they had on my life, and I wanted to give back to Notre Dame, and this was my way of giving back, and also, like Caitlin, continue on coaching, and not only hockey, but also some of the high school sports that we have here as well.
You guys have a favorite memory as a staff or a student at Notre Dame?
I guess as a student, it was hanging out in the dorms and going to red and white nights. Was probably the best experience I can remember, and the fun I had with everybody in the dorms and lifelong friends that we developed. And as a staff member, I would have to say back in 2009, when our boys made it to the TELUS Cup in Selkirk, and arriving before the school arrived and being in that arena and watching the 7 buses of students in red and white roll off the buses and into that arena to cheer on the Hounds, and the noise and the energy that they brought was probably a great experience as a staff member.
For me, it was probably, as a student, it would have been our grade 12 camping trip. We got to go swimming, we had lots of laughs and jokes, we played some pranks on Bullock and our teachers, and it was all just, it was good fun, and it was healthy, and it was a break, and we were able to bond at the beginning of our grade 12 year before we left, so that was awesome. So far as a staff member, just being able to soak up all of the knowledge from our other staff members and coaches, that's my favorite memory so far. Having Del Pedrick come on the ice as a young coach is super helpful. Being able to learn from Kaylee, those are just memories that I'm going to take with me forever because I'm learning from them.
As a student, probably my dorm life was one of my best memories, and kind of the ongoing activity that surrounds this Notre Dame campus. So red and white nights, sports, choral and drama were huge parts of the years that I were here. And the travel, you have your teams or your groups that you're associated with, and when you hit the road on a cheese bus, if it's a short trip, those are memorable because they happened all the time. And then if you were lucky and you got to do a longer bus ride or a flight somewhere, so I have a lot of travel memories as well, and I think what ties all of those memories together are the people. It's those moments that you spend with your roommates, your classmates, your teammates, and the staff that make it feel like one big family. And probably as a staff member, being new, so just for me, soaking up all the same activities I did as a high school student here, but now as a staff, and it really allows you to open your eyes and appreciate the behind the scenes activities and the planning that the adults do and they take part in, so that the students can really have that Notre Dame experience.
Thank you guys for tuning in to this week's edition of the staff interview. And now back to Ty and Keegan at the studio.
Thanks, David. You know, it's grad voting time. Who do you think is most likely to come back and work at NDE Geeks?
You know, Beeks, I think I have the perfect candidate for this one. Who's that? 4-year Hound, Josh Matter.
That is a good idea.
Yeah, I think because his dad's been working here for so long.
He fits the criteria.
He fits the criteria. And so, Ty, what's your favorite activity here on campus?
I think I definitely have to go with red and whites. Gets everyone involved. Everyone loves them. Everyone likes being a part of them. Everyone likes being in the crowd. Having a blast at one night, it's awesome.
Yeah, it helps showcase the spirit of Notre Dame.
Exactly. This week's top 10 has been voted by you and put together by Ivan on what's your favorite Hounds activity. Let's see what our Hounds said.
flies in your ear. Eat it.
That wraps up our special episode. We hope you join us May 5th for It's a Hounds Thing Day. And don't forget about the house challenge. Let's go Badgers.
No way, let's go Choppers.
Let's go Marauders.
Go Gunners.
Tune in and check out our live stream that day. We will bring you live updates, special interviews, and more.
Thanks for tuning in to our special episode. I'm Ty.
I'm Keegan.
Have a great week, Hounds.